Hello. So, this one... so cheesy, man. This one's a good one. Okay, we're talking to fitness hopefuls today, okay? If you are looking to take your health back into your own hands, which I think you should be looking into if you're not already, okay? And, check. I'm not the most ripped guy on the planet, but I was clinically obese, 246 pounds and 34.5% BMI in February of 2023, so I think I have enough credentials to talk about this. And I want to talk about the fact that you do not need a coach, contrary to what the industry will tell you. Okay? I'm going to give it to you, the whole formula, no BS. I'm not selling you anything. This is just straight value. Okay? First off, all right, let me share a story I went through, okay? Something I experienced. So first off, the way I did it was by doing the Live Hard program by Andy Frisella. All right, we'll outline that. We'll talk about it briefly. I'm going to do a whole separate episode strictly on that, just alone in and of itself. And like I said, in episode 9, or maybe it was 10, I futurecast. I'm going to have Andy on my pod. I'm also going to be on his pod, Real AF. I promise you it's going to happen in the future. Check it. So, this is something that happened to me, and it actually really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, dude, no way, man. No. Okay? So I was doing the Live Hard program. I'm already done with 75 hard, phase 1, phase 2. I'm in phase 3. I'm dialing in. And by the way, between phase 2 and 3, I went ahead and did a second 75 hard. So I'm up. Okay? I'm actually shredded already at this point. I'm already down over 70 pounds from where I started. And this guy reaches out to me, a coach, fitness coach, reaches out to me, finds me on socials. He's like, hey man, you provide a lot of value. I see what you're doing. I'd like to coach you, and I'm willing to coach you for free. And I was like, you know what? That's cool, man. Well, I'll share value with you in the ways that I know and the capacities I understand, and then you can share value with me. Cool, man. And so he writes me a program, and he writes me a dietary plan, which ultimately it was highly similar, just different movements, highly similar to what I was already doing, that I already crafted myself from no knowledge, literally just from figuring it out, going to the gym, watching YouTube videos, self-education, right? Just following the framework of 75 hard, listening to Andy, all free stuff. Now, like I said, again, down 70 pounds already, okay? And this is what happened. First off, I never changed my regime. I kept doing my regimen. Never changed anything. I saw what he wrote out for me. I was like, yeah, it's cool. But, what I'm doing is working for me. And honestly, the amount of rigorous movement and veracity that's coming out of my programs I'm already getting the results. Don't fix what's not broken. And this guy started using my before and after transformation pictures in his branding to promote his program. To be like, look at how great of a coach I am. Look at what I did. This, by the way, this is a specific thing that happened in my life. This is a real event, but this is not out of the blue. This is not unorthodox. This is a pretty common thing that happens in the fitness space. It is debauchery going on, okay? So let's not have that happen, okay? No, I said it too, man. I was like, no, okay? That's crazy. I did the work. It was my program, my fitness regimen, following the track of Live Hard. Okay, you didn't do anything. I haven't even done your program one day. You wrote me out a plan. I didn't even do it. I'm on my regimen. Do not take credit for my success, what I've managed to gain, and try to sell your program as if I'm some sort of testimonial for you. That's not right, man. Right? This happens in the fitness space. So I'm going to break it down. I'm not a certified nutritionist or a, indubified personal trainer. I don't have certificates. But I have the results. I lost 84 pounds, changed my life around. I'm shredded. I got bicep veins now. Okay. So I would listen to me. Okay. Now here's the deal. First off, it's really easy. 3 steps. It's so simple. You cannot mess it up. Okay. Watch this. Move more. Okay. That's the first step. Just move more up whatever you're doing. If you're in your regular life doing your job and, you know, walking your dog or whatever it may be, and you got an Apple Watch, you're walking 2,500 steps a day, and, you know, wherever your starting point is, maybe you're obese, maybe you're just, you know, a little bit overweight, maybe you're underweight, you're severely skinny, and you need to figure it out, right? Whatever you're doing as far as fitness level now, move more, up the level of it, ratchet it up at your own level of scale. So maybe that's going from 2,500 steps a day to 5,000 a day. Maybe you're going to the gym 2 days a week, right? On your weekend days, the off work, and maybe you need to up that to 4 or 5 days, right? I'm not saying go from, I'm walking a quarter mile a day in total. I do 1,000 steps a day. My fitness level is very low. And immediately day one, I'm going to the gym 7 days a week. I'm walking 10,000 steps a day. No, relax, okay? Fitness is a progression of scales at your own pace, at your own level, okay? So move more. That's the first one. So easy, okay? I'm gonna break this down for you so easy, you can't fail, okay? And this is free. I'm not trying to charge you anything. I don't have a fitness program that I'm trying to sell you. I'm just gonna give you value from a guy that lost 82 pounds, okay, in just over 17 months by being, well, here's the third one. Actually, I'm not gonna skip ahead. We'll go. Well, by being, it's the D word, disciplined, all right? That's number 3. We'll get to that. The second one is tangible, and it changes based on where your starting point is. So if you are overweight, you're too fat, and you're trying to get to muscular, fat to fit versus skinny to fit. Okay, which, by the way, I talked about this previously on an episode. This is an argument in the fitness sector. Let's end the argument right now. I've been both. I've been skinny, I've been scrawny, trying to get fit. I've been obese, trying to get fit. Not a question. It is literally not a question. This is not an argument. It is beyond easier, far easier to go from obese to fit than it is to go from extremely skinny to fit. Way easier. So if you're fat, and that, by the way, I'm not judging you, you know, you're fat, that's okay. If that's your starting point, consider yourself lucky because you actually have a strategic advantage. I'm not even going to kid. Like, I'm serious, okay? But here's the differential for number 2, okay? If you're fat, you're going to fit. Eat less, right? And if you're skinny and you're going to fit the other way, you're not going to believe this. You could probably guess it. Eat more. That's it, okay? Start building in protein-centric meals, okay? Stop eating butter noodle and pasta, okay? You should start putting a protein source every day into your meals. And eventually, you'll get to the point where you're actually really trying to get serious. You start counting macros, okay? At which point, you're going to want to go for 1 gram per pound of desired body weight. So if I'm 245 pounds, where I was, if I'm 245 pounds and I want to be 200 pounds, I will eat 200 grams of protein per day. Gotcha? Gotcha. All right, so it's easy. Now, again, skinny to fit, you're going to want to eat more. So you're going to want to be in a surplus between 1.2 and 1.3 grams of protein per pound of desired body weight. Okay, now you can also get a smart scale. This is, you know, we're really diving in the weeds here. You can get a smart scale that tracks your BMR, BMI, your everything, right? And there's a bunch of them. I actually have several different brands. I have 3 smart scales. But you get one, and you take your shoes and socks off, you step on there barefoot, it'll give you all your metrics on an app, you can track it all. Find out what your BMR is, your base metabolic rate. This is how many calories you have to eat per day based on your current body composition to maintain where you're at. Exactly where you're at, that's what your BMR is. Boom. Take that, okay, if you're fat and you're going to fit, subtract between 300 to 500 from that number, that's how much you're going to eat a day. Okay, if you are skinny, going to fit, guess what? The exact opposite. Take it, add 300 to 500. We're not adding or subtracting 1,000. We're not doing these crazy, stupid cuts that aren't sustainable. Okay, it's not gonna work. Okay, you get energy from the things that you're fueling your body with. So we're not going to do something that's unsustainable, okay? But I'll lose weight faster, but I'll put weight on faster. No, relax, okay? We're playing the long-term game. You don't need to hit your fitness goals next week. That's insane, okay? Relax, play the long-term game. And with playing the long-term game, step number 3. This is 3 steps, and they're all super, super easy. This is the core fundamental basics of taking and reclaiming your health back in your own hands. The third step is discipline. And this is why I tell you, you don't need a coach. You don't need one, okay? It's not necessary, because what's a coach going to do for you? They're going to write out a program and a fitness regimen that's the movement and then the eating, the dietary stuff, which, by the way, you can figure out all by yourself. You're smart. And if you don't know the information, that's okay. I didn't. I learned it all by myself by researching. You can learn anything on the internet these days. Go on YouTube. You'll find some information, right? Real easy stuff. What's a coach going to do outside of that? They're going to make you accountable to yourself. They're going to follow up and be like, hey, are you doing the things you said you're going to do? They're going to hold your hand along the disciplinarian path. Hey, be disciplined. Do what you say you're going to do. This is why you don't need a coach, okay? Discipline, this is a big key right here. Listen to this. Discipline is a perishable skill. If you have been lethargic, lazy, and moving in just gluttony and sort of being in sloth for a while, your ability to be disciplined has been, fogged down. It's been, rounded off at the edges. It's a little bit rusty. It's got some cobwebs on it, but it's not gone. Okay, you can still forge discipline. It's a perishable skill. And being that it's a perishable skill, that means in the practice of being disciplined, you get better at being able to be disciplined. Do you see that? Success is not owned, it's rented, and rent is due every day. That's discipline. Discipline is doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left. That's ET right there, right? So think about this. What do you need a coach for? They're going to tell you, oh, you got to do the stuff. No, tell yourself you're going to do this stuff. And that's where we circle all the way back. We got the 3 steps. Super easy. Move more, eat less, or eat more, depending on your starting position. Be disciplined. Boom. There's your whole game plan for winning. Now, we follow back to the regiment and program I did, which was the Live Hard program, which starts with 75 Hard, which perhaps you've heard of. And I'm not going to cap. I'm not going to mess with you here, okay? I'm going to tell you something that even Andy himself will say, okay? 75 Hard is not easy. It's literally in the name, 75 Hard, okay? It's not easy, but it is unbelievably simple. Did you hear me? I'm going to say it again because maybe you missed it. It's not easy. It is 75 hard, but it is unbelievably simple. All it is a series of tasks that you execute every day with consistency. If you miss a task, you fail, you go back to day one. So simple. So simple. And here's what the task is. Have a set diet. This is based on your own dietary needs, your own starting position, your own goals. It's just you. However, there are things that aren't just you that are the whole program that cannot be substituted. That is no alcohol for the whole time, not a drop, not even a smell. Not allowed to smell alcohol. It doesn't say that. Don't drink alcohol, okay? If you really got a problem, you can smell it if you need to, but you know why. I'm obviously joking. No alcohol, and you have to cut something. Something. Depending on your own goals, you have to take something that is in your regularly scheduled eating habits, cut it. Cold turkey, it's gone. For me, the first time around, it was Dr. Pepper, because I've talked about this before. I had a crazy addiction to Dr. Pepper. Cut it out. Cold turkey, gone. Right? Next, it was complex sugars. Okay? All this processed sugar and garbage. All right? We're cutting it out. We're cutting stuff out. All right? So dietary, 2 workouts a day. Oh, whoa, 2 workouts every day for 75 days. I barely even work out once a month. Relax, okay? It's at scale. It is at scale, okay? So if you are morbidly obese, I'm talking 45+% body fat, right? We're up there. If you're morbidly obese and you are sweating, you are having a hard time walking at a 2-mile-an-hour pace, that's a workout for you. Then that's where you're starting, right? I'm not expecting you to go do muscle ups in the gym, okay? Or go rep 405. We're not. It's at scale, okay? It's very important. Fitness is at scale. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah, you just test the current limits of your capabilities, your current glass ceiling. And as you continue to test that, you'll break it and you'll get a new glass ceiling, and then you'll break that one and you'll get a new glass ceiling. You see what I'm saying? You're progressively going up. It's compound growth, slowly but surely. Of these two workouts, one of them must be outdoors every single day. Intentionally, willfully do hard things. That's the purpose here. right? Read 10 pages of a personal development or business development book, something that's tangible, that is educational, that will help you grow as an individual, not Twilight, okay? We're talking about good books here. The Energy Bus, 12 and a half, Gary Vee, You Are a Badass, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, Execution, The Secret, Leadership and Deception, The 22 Immutable Laws of Power, 0 to 1, The 4-Hour Work Week. I'm just going over some of the books that are eligible here on my library that I have right up here, right? Personal development, 10 pages a day with consistency. Okay, what have we covered? We've covered diet, workout, we've covered the reading. Next up is water. A gallon. Can you believe it? 1 gallon a day. Not a drop less. Okay? And by the way, this is a US gallon, not a EU gallon. Can you believe there's a difference? There is. Okay, people have failed because of this. 128 fluid ounces we're talking about. Okay? And while that sounds crazy to some people and other people it sounds easy, it's actually one of the harder tasks, believe it or not, because it can slip away from you. And if it slips away from you and it's 8 p.m. and you gotta chug half a gallon, I'll tell you what, you're going to be having a bad night of sleep that night because you're going to be waking up 6 times to go to the bathroom. Why am I saying this? Because personal experience, I did it more than once. And then you will set an alarm in your phone to drink your water consistently throughout the day because you don't want to do that anymore. Yes. Next, the last item. Take a progress pic every day. This doesn't have to be publicly facing. You're not posting this anywhere. It's for you so that when you complete the program, you can look back and see the progress, the tangible yield over time, right? And that's the 5 criteria. Doesn't it sound easy? It actually is. I think it's easy because what it is, it's teaching you discipline. That's how cool it is. It is forcing you to be disciplined because guess what? If you have that skill of discipline and it's perishable, you haven't used it in a long time and you got the cobwebs on there, you're trying to shake the cobwebs off, you start doing 75 hard, you might get stuck on day 1 for a while. Okay? You might do day 1 10 times. But if you don't quit, if you don't give up and you're like, this is impossible, I can't do it. If you keep doing day 1 until you execute the full task list, something's going to click for you in your brain at some point. And you're going to go, I now identify as the type of individual that gets things done, that does the things they say they're going to do. I am now disciplined. I will now execute as a disciplined individual for the next 75 days, if not for anything else, but to prove to myself I'm capable of it. And that's what it looks like to take your health back in your own hands. It doesn't have to be this crazy, overwhelming thing. It can actually be so simple. And that's the problem with it, is that people overcomplicate it. They think they're biting off something more than they can chew, and then they give up before they actually see the fruits of their labor. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. I just broke it down for you as simple as possible. You do 5 items on a checklist every day, and then you do 3 things. You move more, eat less, and you stay disciplined, which is what those 5 checklist items are doing for you. You do that for 75 days straight, I promise you, you're going to feel like a different person. I promise. But here's the thing, right? There's no checks. This is on the honor system, right? And you know. So really, you're just cheating yourself. If you go through the 75 days, you're lackadaisical. You know what? I forgot to take a progress pic that day. You know what? I only had 3/4 of a gallon that day, but nobody knows. I'm just going to keep going. You know, and you're only cheating yourself because you're not going to get the results from the program if you're executing in a lackadaisical way like that. Okay? I failed on day 46 because of a progress pic. This was over a year ago. I'm still mad about it. I'm pissed. Because I knew I was putting in the work. My 75 hard was over 115 days because I just failed because of dumb stuff, small little mistakes. And when you do it, you wake up the next morning, it's the first thought that comes to your mind. You're like, oh no. And then you have that chance. You have that chance to cheat or to be honorable, to be righteous and go, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I'm starting over because I need to learn this skill of discipline because it's important to be a winner in life. That's what it is. I highly recommend you do the Live Hard program. Highly. It changed my life. Fundamentally changed every aspect of my life. Not just my health. Not just my health. It's crazy. Because actually in the Live Hard program where you go on to phase 1, 2, and 3, you actually add on, as you've gotten and refined the skill of discipline, you actually add on a critical task list of 5 to 8 items that are clerical work or things that move the needle forward in your business that you then have to also execute on top of the other 5 items. So now you're really getting granular. And what does this teach you? This teaches you to be a better entrepreneur, to be a better employee, whatever it is, wherever you're at in your life, whatever you're doing, right? It's, oh man. And by the way, I think I said it like 4 times already. I'm going to say it again. It's free. And he doesn't charge for this. You can just go do it. Now there is an app, not paid product placement, not a sponsored thing. Okay, Andy, give me a kickback on the deal. I'm just kidding. Okay, clearly I'm joking. There is an app. It's $5, $4.99, one time, not a subscription, one time, 75 hard app. It just helps you to just have that physical, tangible list every day that you can check off the items. It makes it easier to just stay disciplined on it instead of doing it, physically on paper or in your notes on your phone. It makes it easier to and it even has built-in notifications for you so that it just makes it easier to stay consistent and be locked in. If you're going to do it, spend $5, right? I mean, just do it, right? Not an ad. I was not paid to say that. So, yeah, that's how you're going to take your health back in your own hands. Please, 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 please. If you're looking to get your health back in your own hands, you're starting the process. Don't just go to don't not do your own research and start the process and just start looking for a coach immediately. Now there's a different story to tell if you're like already in shape and now you've decided you want to be an IFBB pro, you want to actually get into competition, you want to get on a stage and compete as a bodybuilder. So now you need a professional coach to help you get to that next level, to refine the build that you've already created. We're now talking about a different subject. But if you're just trying to take your health back in your own hands from being lethargic and letting the world just go about it, eating processed foods, maybe you're skinny and your metabolism's really fast, or maybe you're fat, your metabolism's a little slow, and you've realized, wait, I've put on some pudge, and now you're starting to take it back in your own hands. You have the power, the capacity, the willpower, and the discipline to do it yourself. If anything, you just need a community to help you. Not necessarily a coach, but a community of other individuals doing the same, fitness-based individuals doing the same that can cheer you on. Not hold your hand, but just be in the process with you. See what I'm saying? So that's the program for today. I think it's substantially valuable. I talked about this in one of my first episodes, the 4 pillars of the good life: health, wealth, love, and happiness, to be achieved in that order. And I firmly believe that as you lock in your health as a discipline, it causes waves, just sends shock waves and ripples out into time and space to affect positive change in your other pillars too, without you even thinking about it. Just by focusing on the health, the other pillars start getting aligned and refined. Isn't that crazy? I can't prove that, but I mean, I experienced that in my life, right? So, I mean, I think it's legit for everybody. So anyways, I love you. I hope you got some value out of this. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day, guys.